Hi friends, Joanna here. I hope you're all doing amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Today we're going to take a deeper dive into some scraps and we're going to bring back our sojo. Hi friends, Joanna here. I hope everybody's doing amazing. Super fun project today. I know I always say it's fun, but these are fun because there's no rules. You're just going to use up your scraps, put your scraps on top of your scraps, have some fun, put on something that you like to listen to, grab some scrap strips, however width or length or whatever, grab some, just have a whole bunch of Christmas and winter scraps because I've been working on so many different winter Christmas projects, and some of these are still from last year. Some of these have heat and bond for my applique. So what I'm going to do today is I'm putting my extender tray out. We're just going to have some fun. We're just going to, in this case, the scraps are going to be our boss because we're just going to randomly just put our pieces based, and there's no pressing, there's no rules. We're just going to, it doesn't matter, look how weird this piece is, it doesn't matter. We're just going to keep adding. So I have these like weird pieces here, mostly just cutting from my Cricut machine. If you have any die cutting machines and you have these pieces, these long pieces work great because you could just cut off the rest and this makes a nice long strip. So I did go ahead and pick out some browns and greens and golds from my scrap bin, but you don't have to do that. I normally just grab and sew and go. But in this case, I'm just going to show you a little faster process. Okay, so now that I've picked out some fabrics here, this makes the process a lot easier. You can do 2 at a time, right? So as I'm sitting at the machine here, I could just randomly, right, just pick whatever I want, and it's not even a big deal, right? I'm going to trim this off. So you can do this before you actually start sewing, and then when you do start sewing, you'll have 2, right? So this is just a faster process. Okay, so I have my 2 strips planned out with the fabrics. Excuse me. I add a little tiny dab of fabric basting glue just to keep them in place until I'm actually ready to sew. So we're going to sew these 2 different ways. I'm just going to put this one aside here for now. Okay, so for this one we're going to do traditional piecing. So I want all my pieces to be on an angle. I'm going to take 2 of my pieces and place them right sides together, like I said, on an angle, and give a 1/4 inch stitch down. And I'm just going to continue on using that same process until I get to the end. Okay, so this one has been traditionally pieced. I just did some zigzag lines just from the top, then just from the top to the bottom. So basic. This one is not going to be traditionally pieced. This one we are just going to stitch on the top. We're just going to do. Okay, for this strip, there's no piecing. I just sewn right over. I used some decorative leaf stitches and then some mix of zigzag, right? So not much right now, but off to our project. Okay, so grab yourself a triangle template of any size, and you can just trace along the back here of both of your strips, and then we'll cut them out. And I'm going to cut them out using my pinking shears. You can use old cards or your fat quarter card stock that comes in with your fat quarter to cut out your templates. You could use Heat and Bond Light, like I have here. I have some scraps of Heat and Bond Light or some permanent glue, this Avery glue. I'm just going to use some glue today. Okay, so I added some glue and then I just added some twine hanger. I'm just going to go ahead and place my tree right, let's check in here, right on here. And this Avery glue is quite strong. So I'm just going to leave this clipped for now in place. You can use a brayer if you. Okay, friends, our little gift tag ornaments, right? How adorable is that? I just added some, a thin layer of little pearl strands here. So fun, and a little shimmy. If you have shimmies, my local Dollar Tree sells these sticky pearl strands, which is really awesome. Use rickrack, any type of ribbon. This is just some lace I had purchased from Joann's a while ago. They had this sell this by the yard. So for this tree here, I'm just going to use a little bit of the lace and alternate some of these stick-on pearls. So, and then just a shimmy for the top. How adorable are these guys? So, yay! These are the perfect gift tags, right? Right? I love these. You can use your scrap rolls to make these tags all year round for shower gifts, using up your scraps, right? So we've used up a lot of scraps. I've used up some scrap cardstock to put my scraps on. So this is just an overall really fun but scrappy project. You can use up any ribbons, any of your shimmies, any of your stuff. Super fast and easy. You can make a ton of these in no time. You can make one big scrappy panel, or you could just, like I did with the scrap rolls, and just make some cute little trees. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all of your support. Give a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you think. And you guys take care.